Did you finish reading Metrobook?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Just wanted to make certain because probably the one that I want to talk about the most is the very last one
Yeah.
because that's one of the like all-time great superhero adjacent stories, period.
Exactly. Hey everyone, welcome back to 22 Panels. This is the podcast that aims to examine, explore, and elevate the medium of comics. I am Tyler, and across the interwebs from me is Tad. Hey Tad, still no web sound in my
Still
library yet.
no web sound.
We'll get it. We'll get
Um,
the thwip.
eh, eh. Doing good. Doing good.
Good.
It's been a good week, good
Yeah.
month.
Um, yeah, we had
I
fun
had
with,
a great conversation with Bob and Criota.
yeah, that's going to be up probably tomorrow, Monday.
Right. And not tomorrow, soon.
Yeah.
Well, Bob Skoriak and his wife Criota Wilberg, both cartoonists and like really unique cartoonists because Bob takes things that weren't written to be cartoons
Mm-hmm.
and tells them through cartoons, but also adapting them through other people's styles. So whether it's, you know, terms and conditions, where it's literally the iTunes terms and conditions with every page is a literal translation of a page from some other comic with the text replaced with the iTunes terms and conditions and one character replaced with Steve Jobs
Right.
or Constitution Illustrated where every page is drawn in the style of a different cartoon from the Yellow Kid to Saga and everything in between. Um his Classics Illustrated where he used Charlie Brown to tell Kafka's Metamorphosis and Dennis the Menace to do Hamlet and whatever. Um, I don't think anybody else really does that.
No. And that's what's great about Bob.
And his wife Criota is currently an artist in residence at two medical institutions and was an artist in residence at a different medical library before that. And does like really detailed medicine comics.
Mm-hmm.
She uh, works some from her background as a massage therapist and some from her love for research and whatnot. So again, they're both like fields that don't exist outside the two of them, or at least not particularly.
Right.
But they do them amazingly well, and they're able to continue doing them. So it's kind of cool to get to know them both.
Yeah.
I've known Bob for a long time.
And then we also spoke with Zach Kaplan. That interview should be up as well tonight.
Today,
If you're
yep.
hearing this on Sunday, then the Zach Kaplan episode will be up as well.
Yeah, you'll probably put Zach up and then this up is my hunch.
Yeah.
But
Yep. Because this will go up tonight at 7, and Zach will go up as soon as I finish it.
there you go. So yeah, so it's been a fun week. I don't want to say it out loud on the air yet, but did you see who we booked for the end of the month?
No.
Or I booked. I think I'm going to do it solo. Yeah, we'll talk after air.
Okay. Okay. While you're,
You can look at the calendar.
I'm going to.
I booked a biggie for the end of the month.
What date?
27th
Okay.
in the morning.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
Yeah.
So
I'm still nervous, but I think I'm less nervous to try to go at it on my own
sure.
than to try to do a team thing on that. So if it's okay with you, I mean, if you really want to talk to him, that's a different thing. But
No, I'm
already kind of saying no to anybody else who might want in on it too.
That's funny. It's funny. I like being in on the interviews, but I think that they sound better when it's just one-on-one.
I think that's sometimes true too.
Yeah.
I think there are exceptions to that. I think we do
Like, okay,
both team interviews and bigger group interviews better than
for example,
many podcasts out there.
the Zach Kaplan one, I just never found my place where I could join the
Right.
conversation. Do you know what I mean? It would have been
No, I
perfectly
get it.
great interview with just the two of you without me.
Right. No,
Yep.
no, I get it. Particularly because I mean, and that one, and I feel bad because I know you like Zach and his stuff too.
Oh, sure, but
But
it's
in
just
some ways, we were continuing the conversation from our last.
exactly. It just flowed, and you can't derail a train that's going. So it is
Right.
what it is.
Right.
But
Yeah.
anyway, what is going on this week?
Well,
Do we have any
you
news?
know how much I overall hate to take pleasure in other people's sadness.
Yes.
I do. I say that because I this week I kind of did. As I say, burn in hell, Henry Kissinger. I don't even believe in hell, but if there is
Yeah.
a hell that works at all like anybody describes hell,
Yep.
his ticket went straight there.
Yeah. It got. What I was proud of you. It got brought up during our Zach Kaplan conversation, and you didn't go off on Henry Kissinger at the time. You just kind of kept it in check.
I went a little bit. I brought it up because it happened in real time.
Yeah.
And you know how I respond to things in real time. And if Zach had wanted to go off, I would have gone off. But it seemed like he didn't have his thoughts in order yet. So it's like, okay, let's get back to.
Yep.
And we were near the end anyway.
Yep.
I knew I was going to have plenty opportunity to talk about Henry Kissinger with other people, which is why I'm not even really going to talk about him now, except that Spencer Ackerman, who also is the artist, or not the artist, the writer of the fantastic Waller versus Wildstorm comic at DC Black Label right now, is the author of a book and a newsletter called The War on Terror. He's pretty much been embedded in war on terror, global terrorism journalism since 9/11. Wrote a fantastic, no punches pulled obituary for Rolling Stone that I encouraged everybody to go read.
Okay.
And my other great piece of news is so long, George Anthony DeVolder Santos.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice knowing you. We'll probably never hear from you again except on your court dates. I mean, I'm certain you'll find a place in the right-wing ecosystem and probably even some more people to scam money out of happily. I did think it's hilarious that apparently the thing that finally pushed the Republicans that were on the fence about ejecting him out of Congress was when one of their members, and I don't remember his name, and I don't really care because there's so few Republicans that I care about their name with right now, sent them a personal email explaining how Santos had defrauded his mother. Santos had gotten his mother's credit card number and used it for multiple things.
Oh man.
So that's how far George Santos's fraud goes. He defrauded the family members of other congressmen in his own party.
That's crazy.
So, yeah.
What a champ.
But according to Santos and in his press conference the day before he was expelled, the other representatives were bullying him. They were bullying him, telling all of these lies.
All right.
Anyway, we're gonna go some happier news and then some happy because it's exposed, but really fucked up news.
Okay.
On the happy news, Elijah's Spectrovision just done some cool movie stuff for people who like eerie horror type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Is teaming up with Oni Press to do what they're calling the High Strangeness imprint, which looks like it's going to be kind of in the style of Vertigo.
That's great. I mean, because we were just talking about
Where-
AnyPress a couple days ago
right.
on the direction that they're taking post bankruptcy.
Where it of course the place I was there we go. Place I had it pulled up, went to a pop up, and then getting out of the pop up, I went too far. But yeah. Um, have you seen Mandy and a Girl Walks Home Alone
No.
at night?
Uh-uh.
Okay. Those are the type of movies that look way more up your alley than mine.
Okay.
So I had to ask.
Yeah. No, I
Um,
haven't seen those.
But apparently they're kind of fantasy horror type.
I didn't
genre
know
bending.
Spectravision was Elijah Wood's company.
Yeah. It's Elijah Wood and Daniel Noah
Okay. Not sure.
is the writer producer
Okay.
that he's with.
Well, that's going to be cool. I can't wait to check that out. Have they
So, I
announced
mean,
any...
frankly, I'm just always happy when more sources of money come in. And I'm assuming that if Elijah Wood is involved in it, he's willing to do some bankrolling too. And, you know, you can't star in 3 of the biggest movies of all time and not make enough money that you can afford to bankroll the arts.
Exactly.
So,
Well, I think that's great.
I mean, I don't want him to lose money, but I mean, the thing that we've talked about it a number of times. One of the things that bothers me the most is, you know, there's always all art, even when you're playing it safe and you're not likely to have losses over time, requires upfront capital,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that many artists don't have.
Right.
You know, so you need people that have the upfront capital and the ability to make it back over years rather than weeks or months.
Right.
And even better if they're okay having a minimal return on their investment,
Mm-hmm.
or at least a minimal short term. You know, I would love it if there were more publishers that were willing to break even on the first printing and have profits be if you go to multiple printings,
Mm-hmm.
if you sell movie rights, if you sell audio, you know what I mean?
Right.
If you sell translations.
Exactly.
To have the profits come from the things that came after the initial creation.
Mm-hmm.
And focus more on creating cool things and making certain the people who are creating them are paid well enough to, you know, live.
Right. Well,
But, you know I'm in the minority.
yeah, right.
So I am going to share my screen. So,
Sure.
because what I put in our notes was just, wait, what?
I know, because I had to read that and going, wait, what's he talking about?
Yeah, I'm just going to share my screen and I'm going to let you read the headline and then we'll get into it.
Okay. Graphic novel.
Go ahead and read it out loud.
Okay, kissing image in a graphic novel can lead to porn addiction, claims activist trying to censor books. Wow. That's insane.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel like, you know, this is a report at the Beat,
Yep.
and it's a fantastic report. It's even better as we get into it. I feel like they buried the lead a little bit. I've even reached out to Heidi McDonald to see if she'd be interested in, well, talking to us in general, but
Sure.
talking about this, and if there's any reason that they buried the lead a little bit. Because I don't want to wind up getting them in trouble, but I feel like the part of this story that is important is the person who did this,
Mm-hmm.
Lana Burkhardt, who spoke in front of the mysterious woman who spoke to a school board about how the single kiss in Raina Telgemeier's drama led her to looking for other books that gave her pleasure and internet searches. And by the time she was 13, her porn addiction left her depressed and suicidal.
Yeah, that speaks
now, what she
more
neglected to mention to the school board is that she's the public relations coordinator for Brave Books.
about...
Brave Books is a conservative Christian publishing company.
I thought that's what you were going to say. Yeah.
More importantly, Brave Books is a conservative Christian publishing company that has been working to set up their own Skytree book fairs.
All right.
Skytree book fairs was one of the places that elevated that school board thing. Go figure, with their own PR person telling a story. And the president of Skytree book fairs apparently also had a meeting with the school board to try to sell Skytree to the board without disclosing either her or Burkhart's connections to Brave Books and Skytree.
Wow.
So aside from the fact that somehow a kiss in a graphic novel led to a porn addiction, and therefore we shouldn't have it, and we shouldn't have anything from the company that made it, and that's unlike the kisses in, say, Prince of Egypt or Little Mermaid, unlike kisses in Little Bride, unlike kisses in, say, jewelry advertisements.
Right? Well, it just says so much more about her, what kind of person she is, that this led to a porn addiction, not about the kiss itself.
You're making the assumption that it did.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what it said for her.
She's a PR person for somebody who's selling an alternative.
Right.
I don't know if I believe her story.
That's true. That's very true.
You know that I tend to try to give anything the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But also, I haven't known many people with porn addictions that made them suicidal.
No. No. Exactly.
I'm not saying that porn addiction doesn't exist, but I haven't known anybody with porn addiction that led to, like, the level of alcohol addiction in terms of the level at which it disrupted their lives.
Right.
I'm not saying that it's not out there, but it's certainly not a thing.
Right. This is so weird.
This is like a pure money grab.
No kidding.
This is censorship for profit.
Wow.
The real reason drama gets banned is because there are a couple gay characters. It's not even about the gay characters. They're just gay, and nobody acts like there's anything wrong with that. And people have a problem with that.
Oh, okay. I understand now.
I mean, because drama has been on lots of banned book lists.
Yeah.
But it's also one that they don't like to talk about because they have to admit that it's just because there are two gay characters that you barely know they're gay. But they are.
And people are fine with it.
And people are fine with it.
Yeah.
I think maybe even one of them is either transgender or non-binary, and there's like a throwaway panel where somebody says, "Oh no, we call him he now."
Okay, it's kind of like in the Umbrella Academy.
But that was it. And then everybody went, "Oh yeah, that's right." And they just did it.
Did you ever watch the season of the Umbrella Academy where they did that when Paige, or whatever she changed her name to? I can't think of it right now.
Elliot.
Yeah. Elliot from Ellen to Elliot.
Page.
Yeah. When they did it on the Umbrella Academy, it was literally just that. It was a throwaway line going, "Oh, you want to be known as he now? Okay." And then boom, they moved on.
Because that's all it takes.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you mess up and it's a genuine mess up,
yeah,
you'll get gently corrected and you'll fix it and you'll mess up less and nobody will care.
Right.
I
Exactly.
know trans people. I know very few trans people who really get hugely upset. I mean, early on they're sometimes more triggered than not, but even then they're not hugely upset by the wrong name, the wrong pronoun being used if it's not done with intent.
Right.
If it's not, no, I'm not calling you that.
Right.
You know.
Exactly.
I mean, I've even had kids that for one reason or another can't have their legal name changed yet.
Okay.
And therefore, like anytime they have a sub, it's got to be in the sub notes or somebody's got to try to catch the sub or whatnot because it irks them to be called out in class as their old name.
Oh, okay.
Rather than their preferred name. But even then, it's not like they think that. I mean, that's
crazy.
I mean, that leads into the whole, geez, it's really that hard on you to call somebody he rather than she, or they rather than he or she, or whatever.
Right.
It's that hard on you that you think that they should just deal with it because their life is clearly easier than yours. But again, what it also brings up, what this article brings up, is that for some people, it might really be beliefs. But there are also people out there where it's not about beliefs, it's about profit.
Right. Exactly. And this is what makes this sick,
That they see an opportunity to use a wedge to profit from it.
Exactly.
And it's disgusting. For that matter, when I was talking with Jeff Trexler, the head of Comic Book Legal Defense Fund at Seduction of the Innocent, the night he was there, one of the things that he said about Moms for Liberty is that they are different types of nonprofits. A 501c3, I believe, cannot cannot make political donations.
Okay.
Whereas a C4, yeah, 501c4 and so the fact that Moms for Liberty filed as a 501c4 rather than a 501c3
Okay.
kind of gives away the ball game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comic Book Legal Defense Fund is a 501c3. They stand up for free speech. They stand up for creator rights. They stand up for whatever, but they do it in an apolitical way. They don't lobby Congress. They don't make political donations, etc. Moms for Liberty is a 501c4, which allows them to engage in political activities and lobbying, provided that such activities, quote, advance its mission. which gives a lot of leeway to inject dark money into politics.
Oh wow. Yeah.
You know, yeah, yeah. And on that brief note, did you see what the Moms for Liberty news this week?
No. No, I don't follow Moms for Liberty.
I don't either, but this one made a pretty big. So the
Oh
founder
wow.
of Moms for Liberty is married to the Florida Republican Party chairman Christian Ziegler.
Okay.
And this week, I don't know if she was charged, but he was charged um, with sexually assaulting a woman that they were in a three-way relationship with.
Oh wow.
So you can't.
So the third, let me get this straight. The third party between him and his wife, the third one, she then claimed that she was sexually assaulted by him, not her.
No, well, that's not entirely clear. The woman, according to sources close to the investigation, alleged that she and both Zieglers had been involved in a long-standing consensual three-way sexual relationship prior to the incident. The incident under investigation by Sarasota police occurred when Christian Ziegler and the woman were alone at the woman's house without Bridget Ziegler present, the sources conveyed. Sources also corroborated that a search warrant was executed on Christian Ziegler's cell phone and that investigators continue to conduct a forensic examination of the electronic device. Christian Ziegler is also alleged to have secretly videotaped the sexual encounters between the couple and the woman, sources said. The story links to a police report obtained through the Freedom of Information Act involving Christian Ziegler. Nearly every word of the report has been redacted except raped and sexual assault complaint.
Wow.
And then where Mother Jones goes next is I'm reading from the Mother Jones piece on this. If this scandal appeared in a book, it would certainly be banned by Moms for Liberty, which has called for all sexually explicit material to be removed from school libraries, especially those that involve same-sex relationships of any kind.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is calling the kettle black there, ma'am.
Yeah. So let's talk about some new to order stuff.
All right. You want me to go down the list?
Yeah, you go down the list. Skip the ones that I highlighted because I'll talk about those specifically.
That sounds good to me. We got first up Barbaric, Born in Blood #1. The Cabinet #1 by Jordan Hart and Dave Ebeltoft. Cemetery Kids Don't Die comes out February 7th. Ghostbusters Back in Town #1. That's the Greg Pak book. That looks awesome.
Dave Boer, too.
What's that? And Dave Boer. Yep.
Greg Pak and David Boer.
Yep. Helen Windhorn #1 from Tom King looks awesome. Infernal
Evely, the Supergirl team.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how to pronounce that. How do you pronounce her first name?
Bilquis Evely.
Bilquis. Okay. Infernals #1, Ryan Parrott and Noah Gardner. The One Hand #1, that's the Ram V book that's coming out. The Six Fingers #1 from Dan Waters. Spider-Punk #1.
That's the complimentary Ram V book.
That's right. That's the one we talked about before, where they're definitely in the same universe. Spider-Punk #1 from Cody Ziegler. You and I #1, Michael Straczynski.
Michael Straczynski.
Yeah.
Mike Choi. These are all books that are new to order. Initial orders are due on December 18th. Final orders after that. So if any of them wind up sounding interesting to you, go let your local comic shop know. The two new series that I want to highlight today, I guess one of them's a one-shot. So a series and a one-shot. Displaced from Ed Brisson and Luca Casalanguida. Brisson has done some Batman Brave and the Bold. Casalanguida did Regarding the Matter of Oswald's Body. They've both also done other stuff and great stuff. But those are the ones that are in the right in front of me for me to give you. But so the write up is the city of Oshawa, Ontario has vanished without a trace. Even worse, nobody remembers it or the 170,000 missing residents that disappeared along with it. As the survivors also fall into the forgotten, they must seek each other out if they hope to have any chance of surviving in a world where no one believes they exist. How can you feel connected to reality or each other if by all veritable means you don't exist? Ed Brisson and Casson.
That's gonna be cool. I like that concept.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds really cool.
Yeah.
I love this cover. The,
Yeah.
the
It's
people in the whirlpool.
yeah. It looks really cool.
And then everybody knows that I like to explore my own mental health issues. Period. So this book from Silver Sprocket, Sunflower by Keezy Young.
Okay.
Uh, um,
The sunflower's logo is very trippy on the cover. I like that.
yeah, caught my attention. It's an autobiographical comic about one person's experience living with bipolar 1 disorder, from mania to depression to the balance beam of the everyday. Sunflowers explores the human complexity of an often misunderstood disorder with honesty and vulnerability. And the other thing that caught my attention is on the cover. It's got like not really a subtitle, but it says up in the corner. Most people think mania is fun. And as somebody who experiences it, oh god, it's not. I mean, sometimes until you realize that you're in it and or can't turn it off.
Right?
Um, I mean, but one of the reasons that it took me so long to get my bipolar rather than just unitary depression diagnosis is my mania would generally manifest itself in productivity.
Hmm.
I go on a writing binge, or I go on a reading binge, or I, talk for a long time. You've never seen me do that.
No.
But it all showed up in like productive ways. It didn't seem like it seemed like a good thing, not a bad thing. But it was, and it's not exclusively a bad thing, but it was a symptom of a bigger thing. And by misdiagnosing it, I was also being mismedicated.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes a huge difference. So, all right, let's talk some graphic novels and collections.
Yeah, we've got Barking.
We talked about that some last month.
Yeah, we did.
Or last week. Yeah.
Batman White Knight presents Generation Joker. This looks awesome. We've got Katana Collins, Clay McCormick, Sean Murphy, Mirka Andolfo. Blanche goes to San
Francisco. I've been reading it issue by issue. It's good.
Yeah. Blanche goes to San Francisco. Had a minor free brain freeze there. Rick Geary. Yeah. And then Con and On, Paul Cornell. Yeah.
Also been fantastic.
Call Me Iggy, Jorge Aguirre. Eden by Alien Bismuth. Is that how you pronounce it? Bismuth?
I think so.
Okay.
Bismuth, probably.
Bismuth.
Abel Ferry.
Fall
Our buddy
Through.
Chris Sabella. I'm going to have to reach out to him soon.
Yeah, we should. Fall Through from Nate Powell's and Abrams Comic Arts.
Yeah, we're going to have to reach out to Nate too.
Firehouse of Falsehood, Terry Kainfeld, Pat Dorian.
That's another one from the World Citizen line.
Okay. And then For As Long As It Rains, Zivian out from Pow Pow. I haven't heard of them before.
Pow Pow, yeah. I might have to talk about that one next because it was actually a nice preview of it up at the Lunar website. That is what made me go, ooh, this looks cool. Nice.
Forever Forward from Zach Kaplan. That one is, what volume is that just came out? Or is that the first one?
That's the only volume.
Oh, I saw.
Self-contained series.
Oh, okay. I thought it had one already. Gender Studies looks awesome.
We talked about that last week too.
Yep. I'm so glad we had this time together. A memoir from Maurice Velacoup. Influenza Mary Tyler Moorhawk.
Jade
Oh, go ahead.
LFT Peters. I
Jade
wonder what the
LFT Peter.
LFT stands for.
What? You don't know what that stands for?
Jade LFT Peters. I wonder what the LFT stands for.
I don't know. We'll have to talk to Jade and see what it's all about. Mary Tyler Moorhawk from Dave Baker looks awesome. We've talked about that.
That was really cool.
Yep. The Mexican, the Jack London adaptation from Edu Molina. Nemesis, The Warlock, Definitive Edition, Volume 1, hardcover from Pat Mills.
And Kevin O'Neill.
Kevin O'Neill, yeah.
And that is just ridiculous.
Yeah. Nina Simone and comics from Sophie Adrianson.
Love me some Nina Simone.
Yep. Let's see here. Return to Eden, Paco Roca from Fantagraphics.
Love me some Paco Roca.
Mm-hmm. Search and Destroy, Volume 1, Atsushi Kaneko and Osamu Tezuka from Fantagraphics.
Yeah, this is and we might have to, I think I'll have to make this one that we talk about next week, because it's
Sure.
Like Pluto
Mm-hmm.
is Naoki Urasawa adapting Astro Boy into a more modern version. This is an adaptation of an earlier Tezuka into something newer. And that's what caught my attention, because I didn't know it had been done multiple times.
That's awesome. We got next up, Secret History of Black Punk, Record Zero from Reagan Buchanan, out in Silver Sprocket.
Just amazing. The artwork is ridiculous. If you want to know about black punk music or black influences on punk music, it's all in there. I got to reach out to Reagan again, because this is about when I told her that I was going to reach out to her again.
Okay.
When I met her at CXC.
That's awesome. We got
amazing.
Next up, Starcross from Jerry Frizen and Roberto Zacchi, out on Humanoids. And last up for our graphic novels is Tear Us Apart by Van Jensen and Jay Biracle. Alessandro
Micelli.
Alessandro Micelli. Oh,
so the two that I wanted to highlight this time, if only because we keep talking about them in between.
Yeah.
Bunt, striking out on financial aid from First Second. Ngozi Ukazu and Mad Rupert. Molly Bauer loves her hometown of Peachtree, North Carolina, and her favorite part about her town is the prestigious art school, Peachtree Institute of Collegiate Arts. On the first day of attending the school of her dreams, the spunky freshman Boyd, on the native peach-treeing full ride scholarship, discovers her scholarship is defunct. Rather than take out loans her parents can't afford, she uncovers a lesser-known scholarship in the PICA Financial Aid Policy Book. If she and a dozen other art students can win a single game at the varsity level, they'll be retroactively qualified for a PICA athletics scholarship. It's a softball scheme for the ages.
It sounds awesome.
So I'm pretty certain that this is going to be a fun college softball / artist story with some like down low social commentary on the costs and ways of paying for college. And I am all over it.
That sounds great.
And then the other one, because it caught your attention last time, Nude Model and Other Stories from Tsubasa Yamaguchi. From the truly unique mangaka and author of the award-winning series Blue Period, 3 deeply resident short manga stories that turn the traditional style of josei manga into something stranger and more erotic. 3 tales explore the darker, more mature side of Tsubasa Yamaguchi's imagination, where they weave the complex webs that provide little in the way of easy answers while accurately depicting the strangeness and confusion of life for teenagers and adults alike. This fascinating, elliptical, and alluring collection of shorts is very much more the sum of its parts. So,
yeah, I'm definitely going to be picking that up. Not just because it says Nude Model and Other Stories, but it just looks really...
It does.
Interesting.
It looks thoughtful.
Yes, exactly. But cool.
So yeah.
Final Order Cutoff for December 10th. We've got Acid Chimp versus Business Dog from Mark Russell and Bryce Ingman, Peter Krause, Steve Pugh from Ahoy.
Bryce and I talked about this when he was on, and I'm really, really happy that they went out of their way to like really center Acid Chimp and Business Dog as the characters, which isn't a easy thing to do because neither of them are like speaking characters.
That's true.
So I'm really looking forward to what this actually looks like, sounds like, etc. Because
I'm looking forward to it too.
I love Acid Chimp and Business Dog to begin with, from My Bad and Billionaire Island respectively. But the concept, as Bryce described it, has me like aching for it even more.
Next up, we've got John Constantine, Hellblazer, Dead in America #1. This is really exciting for me because I love Constantine. Cy Spurrier and Aaron Campbell out on DC Comics.
We're the same ones that did the last 12 Constantine issues, and I know that they were kind of disappointed when that got cut short, along with a lot of the other things going on at that time. So hopefully this is like what they had kind of
in mind,
ready to go.
Yeah,
because I know that they were excited, and I liked their run so far. So
next up, we've got Rogues #1 from El Torres and Pablo M. Collar from Scout Europe.
This caught my eye. I mean, two things caught my eye. I love that Scout is doing European adaptations now.
Okay.
Oh wow! It looks like there will be 24. But this particular issue also looks cool to me. It's meet Grab and Weasel, a pair of cunning thieves from the mystical city of Gerada. When fate takes an unexpected turn, they're thrust into a daring quest across time itself to reclaim their own souls and rewrite their story. The sword and sorcery comic weaves magic, heists, and chickens into a can't-miss epic.
And chickens.
This is the perfect starting point for newcomers, hence jumping point. So, it looks like sword and sorcery / time travel. We've had some discussion recently about the fact that I really appreciate some of the differences in pacing and storytelling style from Europe to the United States, and I've been getting more into sword and sorcery, Dungeons and Dragons type comics. So
Conan,
when I saw this one, I'm like, this looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it does look cool. I'm definitely going to try and get a copy for myself. See what Rainbow can do about that for me. Let's see. What else do we have next up?
Weatherman Volume 3.
Weatherman Volume 3. Yep.
Box image. And there's still time. 16 more days to join the Santos Sisters fan club for swag and reprint of issue 1 and options to buy retailer boxes and options to buy their sketchbook and card members will possibly be eligible for future sales, etc. And mostly it's just Santos Sisters. So, give them their money so we get more Santos Sisters.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking too. I still got to do mine, but I'm planning on it. Yes. So, well, let's get into our 3 amazing new books this week.
Sounds good. What'd you like, Tyler?
Giant Robot Hellboy #2 from Mike Mignola and Duncan Fagredo out on Dark Horse Comics. This was just it's just really fun. There's nothing really serious about it. And it really, I don't know if I'm going to take it as canon. I suppose everything in Hellboy is canon, but it's just fun.
Sounds good to me.
Swan Songs #5, W. Maxwell Prince.
I like this one.
Yeah. Have you been Yeah. Have you been liking the other ones? I mean, I like it that...
Yeah, I've liked this series a lot.
Yeah. What I like about W. Maxwell Prince is that he always does these one and done story kind of thing. So you could jump on at any point. So if you're not familiar with this series, this is a good one to jump on.
Well, at least Swan Songs is all one and done.
Yeah.
I
Um,
guess he does. I haven't read it, but I guess he does that with Ice Cream Man too, doesn't he?
right. Ice Cream Man had like a very loose theme throughout it where you would see the Ice Cream Man himself.
Okay.
He was kind of a haunting character
I
throughout.
still need to read Ice Cream Man.
Yeah. He made appearances throughout the stories. Um,
Right.
Kind of like in Stephen King books where like Randall Flagg is like, are you familiar with Stephen King? Like as a whole?
I mean, I know who he is. I've read his book on writing. I've read his book on the Red Sox. I haven't read much of his work.
Okay. Well, he's got this reoccurring character, Randall Flagg, who uh, is just kind of weaves in and out of stories and
Gotcha.
kind of puts all of King's work into one universe. But anyway, and then the weirdest book that I read, and it made my number 3 because I would say I enjoyed it, but I don't think I'm going to keep going with it. Was a haunted house, a love story number 1. Think of this from the perspective of the house. So if the house had a consciousness,
Okay.
that's what's driving the narrative.
Is it better than Scotty Young and Jorge Corona's "The Me You Love in the Dark"? Wasn't it?
I don't know if I'm familiar with that, but this house falls in love with its owner. Okay, so and basically discovers that the owner has a gay lover and is not okay with that. So the house is not necessarily
Do you not
homophobic.
remember this book?
The Me You Love in the Dark. No, I don't.
Oh, this was so good, but it was very much the house fell in love with the owner, and
Huh.
it was an interesting relationship.
Yeah. Well, it appears in this book that the owner has no concept of the house
Okay.
of being alive. Um, the house, the guy dies at the end. Spoiler. Uh, and then the next issue it says is going to take place 20 years after his death, and
Okay.
when a new family moves in. So
Okay.
it. I took a gamble on it, and it was a fun story. I just don't know if I'm going to keep buying it. You know what I mean?
You know, that's fair.
You
That's
know?
fair.
Yeah. All right. So,
I went with 3 old favorites this week.
okay.
What's the furthest place from here? Number 16.
Mm-hmm.
Love me some Matthew Rosenberg and Tyler Boss. That's been kind of one of the recurring themes of
That's a
this
given.
podcast.
Yeah.
Is I love me some Matthew Rosenberg and Tyler Boss. Um, but there's a pretty big twist in this issue um, that I'm really interested to see where things are going to go now.
Okay.
Um, Similarly, local man number 7, Tony Fleeks and Tim Seeley, as always, fantastic, but with a pretty big twist that has me going, okay, where are we going to go from here?
I have to read issue 6 yet.
Okay,
So
they've been good.
I'm planning on it.
Good.
It's just I kind of fell behind when I was doing my play, and now I've got like
I get it.
so many books.
I get it. I'm almost a short box behind on like books that I normally stay up to date on, including like 5 issues of Detective Comics.
I've in the new Daredevil series. I've only read the first issue. I have the rest of them.
I think me too. I can't remember if I've read the second, but I only know that I've read the first. So no, I get it.
I own them, the second and third. I think
Yeah,
the third.
me too. Me too.
It's
But then my third is actually a one and done, but it's a one and done in a much bigger universe. Barbaric, Wrong Kind of Righteous, where in this story, I can't remember the barbarian's name right now, or his companion. Names aren't important. The barbarian and his companion are drinking and eating in a small town, and they discover uh, uh, like preacher type and another talking weapon. Only things aren't quite what they seem, and well, hilarity and violence ensue because that's how barbaric works.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else to say. Hilarity and violence ensues.
That's awesome.
Talking axes. Well, only one talking axe, but our barbarian forced to only kill bad people and not allowed to say no to helping people. That's the curse that he's got.
It sounds good. I should pick it up. I mean, I haven't been reading
Barbaric.
Barbaric at all, but
I love Barbaric.
I know
Barbaric was the first book that started getting me pretty, like, more into the swords and sorcery.
Yeah.
And initially it's like, ooh, I like swords and sorcery humor. But then, you know, between the fact that I've got the regular D&D game with my family now, and therefore I'm around started realizing, oh, I bet you most swords and sorcery stuff has some humor.
Right.
And yeah, it does.
It does. A lot of it does. Remember Rat Queens?
Certainly the good stuff. What?
Remember Rat Queens? Or didn't you read that?
I haven't read all of Rat Queens. I've read some.
That had a lot of humor in it. I mean, it
right.
was so, funny.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I mean, so I find myself reading Conan and Jim Zub on Conan and Fred Van Lente on Pathfinder and
yep,
all things barbaric.
Awesome. You know what? I'm surprised.
Every time I turn around, there's another comic genre that I'm like, oh, I gotta learn more about this.
Right?
God damn it! There's like 10,000 more comics that I thought I didn't need to read, and now I do.
Before we move on to our great responsibility, I wanted to bring up. I'm surprised neither one of us talked about Howard the Duck.
I liked it, but
same.
I didn't love it.
I have it right here. I really had a hard time getting through it. I got really bored.
I didn't have a hard time getting through it, but it didn't make me laugh out loud.
Right.
If Howard doesn't make me laugh out loud, then
exactly
you haven't quite nailed it.
That's exactly right. I don't want to say I was bored. I just wasn't engaged. Like, I don't know. I had high hopes.
I did too. And this is actually the one place that I think DC has been doing way better than Marvel recently. Is their anniversary type anthologies
have
been killer.
Yeah.
And Marvel's anthology stuff,
it's dull. Yeah.
Sometimes there's a gem. The Moon Knight Black, White, and Blood was filled with good stuff.
Whatever. I remember I liked the Black, White, and Blood when it first started. The Deadpool one was good. The Carnage one was okay.
Right. But like the Marvel 1000 and whatnot,
yeah.
It had some good stuff and it had a lot of not so good stuff. And the framing part didn't work as well as one would like.
Yeah.
I felt like this had a couple of good jokes that would have been better if there'd been more in their tone.
Okay.
But it's like they tried to do too much.
True.
I mean, it's so rare that I say that, oh, you should have beat that horse a little bit harder rather than diversifying. But I feel like that's trying to hit too many notes rather than really emphasizing the notes that they hit well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this is not to say that I didn't like it or don't think people should buy it or read it or whatnot. It just didn't really stand well on its own.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
And it also didn't tie in enough to Howard the Duck to have like
the nostalgia factor.
Howard the Duck people go, oh, that's great. That's hilarious.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was feeling.
So yeah. I think it didn't quite know what it was.
It's a good way of putting that.
That yeah, that's the way to put it.
All right. So,
So,
for our great responsibility this week, we decided we are going to do a compare and contrast type of episode. Last week and next week, we were talking about um, Jeff Lemire's
yeah, and as we do
superhero.
this, I think of all sorts of other superhero stuff that we could throw in. So I mean, we might have to talk about that like after Christmas, looking
Yeah,
at some other various
super.
outside of the big two.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're comparing Black Hammer against this week's book, Astro City, Metrobook Volume One.
I
Um,
mean, I think of it less as comparing the two than as using the two and possibly other ones to
talk about
talk about what's
superhero.
good about superheroes.
Yeah. So right off the
Um,
bat, I wanted to say this. I checked it out from Hoopla and read a couple pages of it and then decided almost immediately to go buy my own version because I wanted to collect this. So I really struggled hard whether to buy it in physical format or um, it. It was weird because I was just in this
it
like
just switched publishers again
yeah.
because it was a Dark Horse for a while. Now it's back at Image.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I haven't bought the Metro books is I'm hoping that they do hardcovers
Mm,
because this is totally something that I would buy in hardcovers.
yeah. I bought the digital version. It's 485 pages.
Yep.
It is hefty reading. But so
18 issues and a one half issue that remember Wizard used to have the
yeah,
one half issues that came with it that generally weren't quite a full size issue,
yeah,
but but were more than the 10 pages that would make them a one half issue.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
Um,
Um,
so what I noticed,
so it was your first trip to Astro City. So before I say anything,
yeah.
give me your first impressions.
Well, I had no preconceived ideas of what this story was about. I had heard of Astro City, but
Stories.
what's that?
Stories.
Yeah, I still didn't hear
Because
you.
it's not. I said stories. I put an
Stories.
S on the end.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where I was going was not
Right.
realizing that it was a story that is made up. It's about the city. It's not Astro
Yeah.
City is about the city. I know that sounds stupid, but Astro City
Yeah.
is about the city itself and from all different perspectives. Every issue is something completely different from the previous
Yeah.
one.
Until, I mean, what? You're 10 issues in
Yep.
before you have the first two parter?
Yep. Exactly. Um, but that we have reoccurring characters, so it's not to say that
Yeah.
it's not like they don't interact with each other. Of course they do. It's just we're seeing things from other people's perspective.
And a
And,
lot of time, the people that we're seeing it from isn't actually a superhero.
right.
It's the newscaster or
The guy who saw Jack in the Box. I can't think of what he was, but he saw Jack in the
right.
Box changing his.
Oh, he was just a small time criminal.
That's right. He was the getaway driver. Eyes. That's what his name was.
Right.
Eyes.
Is there an S? Oh, there is.
Okay, so
Astro City Wiki.
my general impression was I really liked this. It felt very much like a world that was fun to jump into because, like I said, every issue felt like it's a standalone issue. They're not, but they feel that way.
Well, I mean, a lot of them are. Um, they're also ones that as you read more, you're gonna see more.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yep. Yeah, I can definitely
Um,
tell. Like if I went through this like a second time, I could probably pick up on a lot of stuff that I missed.
well, and as you read other issues, you'll have um, more of more of a feel for um,
I just like the classic tropes. I mean, they're being a
yeah,
little bit tongue in cheek with their superhero team names, like the
Yeah.
First Family. I mean, that's
Right.
obviously a reference to the Fantastic Four.
Yep.
Um, and things like that. The Samaritan, right? These
Right.
names are just sometimes kind of corny, but I think that's on purpose, right? Um,
A little bit.
you know what I mean? I don't think that the Samaritan is a cool superhero name at all, but he's definitely the Superman type character. Um, but yeah. So anyway, those were my initial thoughts. I love the Alex Ross covers. Um, they're a lot of fun. They are reminiscent of Kingdom Come, the DC book that he did. Ooh, I like that
And
one.
this came right after that.
It did. The logo is very retro, right? 1950s style. Ooh, there's Haunt. Sorry, Tad was flipping through images on the screen here.
Yeah, no, I didn't expect it to go off in other directions. I thought we were only looking at Astro City stuff.
Anywho, so this isn't your traditional superhero story. You know what I mean? It's not like Invincible, where Invincible follows Mark around from the time he gets his powers to having to, do what he does throughout the series. It's not like that. It definitely jumps around to different heroes.
Well, and it's not necessarily about the hero. I mean, where it's different even from
It's not about the heroes. It's about the city. It's like
or
the
about
Gotham
people in the city.
It's like the Gotham books that try to be that.
I mean, eventually we get a storyline that's more about Jack in the Box, and
Yep.
eventually we get a storyline that's more about the Confessor and Altar Boy. And for that matter, the very first story is very much about Samaritan, but not.
Exactly.
I mean, the first story. I mean, your first introduction to Astro City is a story called In Dreams, and it leads off with the character Asa Martin flying in his dream, and he's like really flying, soaring, and whatnot.
And he's
then he
naked.
wakes up and he puts on his Samaritan suit and he flies off to start the tidal wave and other stuff, and then he goes to work where he's a copy editor.
But here's
then he
the thing.
slips out to go do this stuff and slips out to do that stuff, and all the time he's counting,
Yes.
15 seconds of flying, 4 seconds of flying.
Sometimes like fractions of a second of flying
right.
to solve
the
a
whole
problem.
day he gets 14 minutes of flying.
Yeah. So at night he's dreaming of this luxurious flying where he doesn't have to be off saving somebody, and he can take his time. Whereas
he can actually just fly and enjoy flying for an hour.
In his reality, though, his flight is so fast he doesn't get to enjoy it at all.
Right.
But it is fun because it shows how he manages his Clark Kent type life, right? As a copy editor, where he's got, I don't even know what it's called anymore, a machine that does his work for him.
I don't even know how the Zixometer.
The Zixometer, yeah.
Because we'll find out later he's actually from the future.
Yep.
Sent back in time in the Astro City universe. Apparently, the event that doomed the world, and I actually wanted to bring this up with you. I'm glad I remembered it.
Sure.
Was the Challenger explosion?
Yeah.
Was that? And he doesn't even know how saving them saved the world. Do you have any thoughts? Because I actually have a specific thought, and if we ever talk to Kurt Busiek, I'd have to ask.
Maybe the teacher went on to. I don't know. I don't know enough about the people on board to know how they would have changed.
I think it's not actually about the people on board.
Okay.
How much have we slashed NASA funding since then?
True.
How much have we slashed government scientific funding period since then?
That's true. NASA would have been that was a huge red flag.
I mean, we don't do exploration and science for science sake at a government level. We've farmed it all out to capitalist interests. So they're only spending money on it if they see a purpose to it. How many inventions that came out of NASA that weren't about making money when they were invented? They were about solving a problem.
True.
We wouldn't have microwaves if they hadn't needed to cook things in space. As it turns out, there's a lot of money to be made in microwaves too.
That's true.
But I don't think that anybody thought there was going to be enough money to do the amount of research necessary to make them.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I mean? Yeah. I was definitely thinking in terms about it, like what were these people, what did they go on to do that changed the world? You know what I mean?
And I think it was designed to have you think that way, but I don't know that I think that that's the biggest likelihood.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's an example. I mean, the future world was essentially post-environmental apocalypse, right?
Wasn't it like the 35th century or something?
Yeah,
like that?
but yeah, we destroyed the planet.
Yep.
Right? So if we hadn't completely slowed down exploration, if we were still spending at the level that we spent on NASA when we were working on going to the moon, wouldn't we be working on either colonizing the moon or Mars?
You'd think so.
Wouldn't the things that we would need to do to solve the problems of colonizing the moon or Mars likely lead to the type of technology that might also help us save the Earth?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there are people who talk about, they still think that and they're probably right, that the way to save the Earth isn't about changing consumption habits. It's about finding the technology to save the Earth. And I think there's a certain amount of truth in that, if for no other reason than we're probably past the point where we could have saved the Earth from consumption habits. But the problem is, who's spending money on that? Who's spending money on anything that's even like that?
Right? Nobody. I mean,
and if you're not spending money on it, it's not going to happen.
Exactly.
So in my mind, as I started thinking about it, I'm like, I mean, there might be people, but I don't think. My problem with things like the Terminator or whatever has always been, I don't know that I think any individual makes that big of a difference in the world.
Yeah. I mean, the movie, I mean, it's kind of stupid movie, but the Butterfly Effect with Ashton Kutcher really had. What's that?
I haven't watched it.
Oh, it's about that, like, right, one person making this huge ripple in time and
huge ripple, absolutely.
Yeah.
But so does everybody else.
Exactly.
So I mean, the Butterfly Effect actually comes from a Ray Bradbury short story.
Yep.
And well, the big takeaway from that short story is things had changed so immensely that the horrible candidate won the election. And that's why a lot of people read that as this big, huge, oh my God, now and this is long before it, but essentially now you've got Donald Trump rather than Hillary Clinton because you killed a butterfly back in, the year dot.
Yep.
But here's the thing, while the consequences of that are huge, it's laid out to be a really close election.
Right.
So that's not actually a huge change.
True.
For that matter, the fact that they come back and they're still alive, rather than coming back and nobody knows who they are, means that not a ton changed. just enough.
Yep.
So I'm not saying that none of the individuals on the Challenger might have made some difference, but I think the way it changed how the United States looked at exploration and
That makes
scientific
sense.
discovery
Yeah,
is a
that makes a lot of
massive
sense.
change from the Challenger.
We should definitely talk to Kurt about that if we ever get him to chat about this with us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just looking at the time, Tad. Let's
We
jump.
should like
Let's jump to that issue you wanted to talk about.
yeah, let's definitely the final issue, the one half issue.
Okay, the half issue. I was
Um,
wondering if you were talking about the Jack in the Box 18 number 18 issue,
I mean,
or
that's a great issue too.
yeah.
But no, the one half issue.
Okay.
Um, I'm trying to remember what it was called. Do you
It's
remember what it was called off the top of your head?
well, in my version here, it's issue number 19, and it is. Does it start with two people dancing
Yes.
at the beginning? Okay. It's called The Nearness of You.
Right.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
What'd you think?
I liked it.
I just love the whole concept. This guy is initially it's just the small dream of um oh I dream about this woman and it's a nice dream and whatnot, but
right.
then he dreams about her more and then he becomes obsessed with her. It affects his work, it affects his ability to date.
I mean, I liked the fact that like it really made you feel for this guy whose life was just going insane or
And,
just falling apart. I don't know how else to put it. Like you could just put yourself in his shoes going, "Oh, damn."
and all because of this dream,
Uh-huh.
right? And then um oh, what's the name of that character? Uh, then
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't know his
the
name
Hangman.
either. Yeah, the
Then the
Hangman.
Hangman shows up,
Yep.
who we've seen a couple of times before. He's like Shadow Hills.
It's
Shadow Hills worth
creepy
talking
as
about
hell.
more at
He
some
just
point
hangs out.
too.
What does he actually do? Like as a hero or an anti-hero or whatever he is. Like what is his like because the
I mean, we
lady
saw him have one fight with something,
yeah. But the lady that
and
always sees
here what
him
we saw him was he went and he showed up because he was somebody in need, and he was able to answer his question.
yeah.
He starts by showing time traveling, and that's when the guy starts to get it, and then he says, yeah, sometimes when we put put time back together, it's not perfect.
Right.
It used to be that the what was the I don't remember the name of the that first superhero. It used to be Air Ace. Used
Yeah.
to be the Air Ace made his appearance on a Sunday, and when we fixed it, it was a Monday, and that meant that her grandparents never met. So again, it's that butterfly effect.
Yeah.
So this woman that before there was this time event, this Crisis on Infinite Earths type event, was the love of your life, the person that you met in college and fell in love with and shared a life with, and all of this stuff. You had all of that. And then there was this time anomaly event, and she no longer exists. It's not that she died, she never was.
Mm-hmm.
But your love was so strong that she's still stuck in your head just a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's actually causing danger now because that messes with time. is what he's telling him. But then he says that I love that ending, just knowing fixes the danger, etc. Now, if you'd like, I can take that memory away. I can't give her back, but I can take that memory away.
Right.
And and the man decides not to do that. But what I really love is the end when he says, the others, do they normally decide to get rid of the memory? And the hangman's like, no, none of them do.
No, I wouldn't want to either.
I don't think I would either.
No.
But I mean, just again, we're so used to our like time resets or what's the flash thing?
Flashpoint.
Um,
Is that what you're talking about?
what's
The speed force.
well, the Speed Force, but the whole universe that got created when Flash went back in time because he wanted to save his mom, but that wound up where Bruce Wayne died.
That was
Thomas
that was
Wayne
Flashpoint.
Yeah, Flashpoint.
Yeah.
We've got our Flashpoint universes. We've got, Crisis on Infinite Earths where everything slams together. We've got Secret Wars where the Ultimate Universe and all merge together, etc. But nobody thinks at all about like, what about the non-heroes that were involved?
Right.
So to get this story of a non-hero who had their life changed so dramatically, but in a way that was such a huge part of their life that them being alive still meant that it couldn't erase it entirely. It's just a cool story. I like it.
Yeah, I am really excited to continue on with this.
Of like totally outside the box thinking that happens in Astro City that we also wind up seeing more of in Black Hammer. We saw some in Black Hammer already. Where I mean Watchmen.
Ooh, that's another one I was
Watchmen and like Miracle Man look at superheroes as, if people really had that much power, do we believe that they wouldn't be obsessed by it? Do we believe that they wouldn't be corrupted by it? Blah blah blah.
Exactly.
Right?
I mean, like, if there really was a Dr. Manhattan, why wouldn't he be a tyrant or a god? You know what I mean?
I mean, my answer to that is because people are the heroes of their own story.
Yeah.
Is it possible that he could wind up like that because he could wind up deciding that that's what is the best thing for him to do? Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that sort of thing's not worth asking. But essentially in Watchmen, it's like even all of the heroes are really just bastards.
Mm-hmm.
What Astro City and Black Hammer do is they go ahead and work from the premise that there are some people with powers that do good with them, and there's some people with powers that do bad with them. Just like there's some smart people who don't go for every dollar, go for the most good they can do in the world. There are some pastors that don't go for every dollar, go for the most people that they can touch upon. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just like with every other skill, people use them differently. There are people who are more self-centered. There are people who are more community-centered, etc. So both Black Hammer and Astro City accept the fact they accept the superheroes at face value.
Yes.
But then they go, but what would the world really be like with that?
Exactly. And that's why I feel like what
would that life be like? What would it be like to, I mean, I love the story where they just moved to Astro City and initially he's going, oh my God, what did I do? I brought my daughters to this. I brought my
daughter here. Holy
But then
crap.
he sees everybody working to clean up to get, the way the community rounds up.
Mm-hmm. What I find about the cover art, right, with Alex Ross is that really lends itself to having a real world feel to it with his painterly style artwork, right?
Yep.
Makes me
he's the perfect cover guy for this, and was involved. I mean, if I recall correctly, officially Astro City is created by Busiek, Anderson, and Ross.
Okay. Great. So
you know.
he had a hand in the creation.
He has a full creator credit, because I don't know how much he's involved day to day in storytelling after the beginning, but when they were talking about what it was meant to be, what the ideas behind it, etc., were, um, he was full on involved in that. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, next week we're going to continue going with Black Hammer. I think we're doing Age of Doom.
Aren't we gonna do the World of Black Hammer?
Oh,
Um,
was there one I missed in there?
Library Edition one.
Yeah, but I don't remember.
What is
I'll have to look it up.
um?
But anyway,
It's also on Hoopla,
yeah.
but World of Black Hammer Library Edition one is gonna be.
Cthulhuese.
I think that's one of the short stories in it.
Yeah.
It will be Sherlock Frankenstein and
Yep.
Legion of Evil and Dr. Andromeda and the Kingdom of Lost Tomorrows.
Okay.
So it's short stories and I think some one shots or whatnot.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All
Not
right.
short stories, two mini series and some one shots.
Yeah. Yeah. I knew what you meant. So what are you hoping is good for next week? What 3 books do you hope will be spectacular, Ted?
Top of my list is a book called Cat Fight.
Okay.
But I haven't talked to enough because the middle issues got delayed or some sort of snafu on Kindle. So I've been reading it digitally, and like 3, 4, and 5 I couldn't get, or 2, 3, and 4 rather I couldn't get for a while.
Okay.
So I wound up catching up after the fact. But it's a heist type book. It's fun. I like heists.
Right.
It's got family stuff going on too. Yeah. And I forget if 5 is the last or the second to last, but I'm looking forward to it. And then if this isn't on your list, I'm going to be disappointed. It's not on your list.
It's not. I was just going to say, I didn't even know it was coming out. I remember bringing it up a couple weeks ago, but anyway, go on.
Hellboy Winter Special, Yule Cat.
Yep.
From Matt Smith. And then Matt Kent and Wilfredo Torres' subgenre number 2.
That's awesome.
From Dark Horse. Both of those last 2 are from Dark Horse, and Cat Fight is from IDW. I know that the Nasty number 5 is amazing. Yeah.
That's great. And then I am looking forward to Kill More number 3. Scott Bryan Wilson, Max Allen Fuchs.
That's actually next week.
You don't? Oh, no. Shoot. I thought I had checked it out on previews.
Let me check. I might have missed it.
Well, anyway. Dark Space is the Hollywood Special number 4 from Jeremy Lambert, Clara Rowe from IDW. And my last pick for next week was the Creepshow Holiday Special, 2003 Holiday Special number 1, Daniel Kraus, Jonathan Wayshak from Skybound.
Yeah, I don't see Kilmore on next week's list.
Huh. Well, then I'm going to replace Kilmore with Hellboy. I'm going to replace Kilmore with Hellboy Winter Special Yule Cat.
There you go.
From Matt Smith. That's my number 1 pick.
Yeah, it looks like December 13th.
The week.
So you're a week early.
That's all right. Just changed it. Nobody will know the difference. It's not like this is being recorded.
Yeah. No, we're not recording anything.
Nobody will know.
Nobody listens this long anyway.
By this point, they're like, get on with it.
All right. Yeah, sorry, we haven't gone 90 minutes in a while.
No, we
Um,
haven't, but that's okay. That's all
yeah,
right.
I really love me some Astro City.
Me too.
We barely talked about like the breadth. We talked about specific things a lot.
I know. And that's what I was hoping that we were going to talk about the breadth of it, right?
I mean, I'm certain we will at some point,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, those
If you come up with another superhero-esque thing you want to throw in too, to let me know.
yeah, no, I'll like I said, there are definitely ones that keep popping into my head.
Sure.
I mean, Invincible is a legitimate option.
Right.
Um,
I love Invincible.
Trying to remember, there was something else that popped into my head recently though, and I don't remember what it is right now. I'm looking on my shelves
Sure.
in case anything like jumps out to me as, oh, that's what it was. But I'm not seeing anything right now.
I think that would be a fun feat to read through Invincible, Astro City, and Black Hammer all simultaneously.
Yeah, uh, I think we should definitely. I might need to take superhero breaks from time to time.
Yeah,
How about that?
that'll work.
I think it's definitely worth going forward with them for a while longer. But
Sure.
I might need to take superhero breaks from time to time.
Completely understand.
Um, just because, well, I'm really in favor of doing them at the pace that we've been doing them, which is like 12 to 18 issues at a time, rather than
Then 6 or
spreading
something.
them out longer, because I really don't necessarily want to spend the next year on this. It also means that in like the week prepping for it, like half of my reading is superhero reading. And even when
Exactly.
it's great superhero reading, superheroes just aren't my favorite genre.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. No, I do know. Totally get it.
So,
All right. Well, we're just kind of
I'm
babbling at this
looking at
point. So.
covers for Killmore 3, 4, and 5 right now.
Yeah.
4 and 5. Oh, you can see them. That's right, because I still have my screen up. 4 and 5 look really awesome.
They do look cool. They do look very cool. Anywho,
Anyway,
I'm going to let
take
our
us
listeners go. So, listeners, thank you for sticking with us to the end. And we will catch you guys after the next page. Later. Hey guys, this is Tyler from 22 Panels. I'm here to tell you all about our Patreon. If you enjoy this show, please consider donating to our Patreon to keep this show going. We have many different tiers, all different levels to help you decide what's right for you. Okay, so get on out there to patreon.com/22panels podcast.